Family of Rotary. I now present to you from the Rotary Club of East Nassau, the Bahamas, the President-elect of Rotary International, Barry Rassin.
Thank you. No, please, please. Thank you so much. Oh, man. The pressure before I even start. Oh, no question, tough acts to follow. And they're a little younger than I am. Puts me at a clear disadvantage. Can I think like the young folks? Well, I don't need to, because I'm going to start a little more fundamental than them. But first of all, I question whether we just have to sell our product. Because I'm here to tell you, I don't think we have the product. Our clubs have really got to do a better job of engaging all of our members, not just young professionals. We have young professionals, we have early retired, we have recently retired, go to look at a Rotary Club and say, nah, that's not really what I want. We need to fix that before we can expect to engage new, young, dynamic people who want to change the world. So I'm asking every Rotary Club to step back, look at your club. Are you the kind of club that is exciting, informative, on the move to do good things in your own community and around the world? Are your Rotarians excited to come to the meeting every time there's a meeting? And if you say no to yourself, then you need to look at how you're going to fix that. Because we can't expect to engage young professionals if we can't engage those of my age. I have friends of mine on the board who say, I go to my club and I'm there because I'm in my club for all these years, but I'm really not pleased with what they're doing. That's on us. And we need to really rethink and how we're going to fix ourselves. So we've got to be more fundamental in making sure there's a value to come to a Rotary meeting. And that's whether it's Rotary, Rotaract, Interact. We have to have a path of value. If I start in Rotary, well, it's too late for me. If somebody starts in Interact, they need to be excited about Rotary and what Rotary is and does. We're not telling interactors, hey, when you're finished, you need to go into a Rotaract club. We're exciting them by doing a little service, and then they move on. And the university-based, they're excited, they're with their friends, they're having a good time, they have a value, and we're not telling them to go start a new community-based Rotaract club. The community-based, they're just not coming into Rotary clubs. Last year, 150,000 Rotarians left our clubs. Think about that. 150,000, that's like 12, 13% of our organization walked away. Are we doing something wrong? Then ask Rotaractors. How many Rotaractors joined Rotary last year? Anybody know? Less than 4%. So we have Rotarians leaving. We have Rotaractors not joining. Rotary clubs, I beg you. We define Rotary as to what we are, but our Rotary clubs aren't doing what we say we are. We've got to live our own message. And then we won't have this kind of meeting because we'll be fighting them off to come in. Seriously. So we've really got to rethink. And part of that rethinking is, what value does each person want? What value does a recently retired person want from a Rotary club? How do we find out? We ask them. We need to go to them. Why are you in my Rotary club, and what do you want to achieve? What part of Rotary do you want to work with? We had lunch today with a gentleman who water was his thing. Okay, give him a job with water. That's what he wants to do. Don't put him on the fellowship committee. We need to rethink how we do it. So look to what is wanted and needed by not only the recently retired, but the young professionals. And from what I've heard, I'm not one, but from what I've heard, they want to do good service. They want to change the world. And they believe they can change the world. What a way to start, guys. Okay, so they want to do what we do best. Why wouldn't they join us? Okay, because they also want some other things. They want to be able to develop themselves as individuals. You heard earlier about learning from Rotary. Okay, I'll give you an example. I got my university degree, I got my MBA. I'm smart, right? You know, all that does is open the door for you. You get a job, then you learn the real world. I believe Rotary is the real world learning experience. Thank you. And that's the value proposition that we need to sell to our young professionals. Join Rotary, do the service you want to do, but meantime, we're going to help you develop yourself as an individual. We're going to mentor you because we've got experience. Now, they're going to first say, I don't need your help. I know everything there is to know. Sorry, guys. They might throw me off here or something. But we do. We need to give them those skills. We need to find out individually, what do you want to accomplish? Where are you in your career? Do you need to be a public speaker? And I'll give you my example. My first job in my Rotary Club was, well, not first, but anyway, I was community service chair of my Rotary Club. And a district from New York came to the Bahamas to have their district conference. And they wanted to hear about community service. So my club asked me to do a community service speech. Okay. Never spoke before a group of this size in my life. And so I did my research, mostly from the Rotarian magazine. Read the July issue, by the way. It's really good. Sorry. But did my research, wrote my speech, and I'm standing on the lectern, and I'm reading my speech. I got to the bottom of the first page. Now, this is a person who has an undergraduate degree and an MBA. I get to the bottom of the first page, and I can't let go of the lectern to change the page. Absolute fear of speaking in front of this group. How did I conquer that? Rotary made me do it over and over again until I got it right. And that's why the first place I go is to say thank you is to my Rotary Club. My Rotary Club made me who I am today. We need to tell the young professionals, yeah, go ahead. Who did that? We need to tell our young professionals that we're not just a place to go to have lunch and drinks and spend money. We're a place where you come to change the world and develop your own skills and to meet people who can help you do that. And we have to convince them that we truly can mentor them. We truly can be role models that can guide them through the obstacles of life. Life is an amazing experience. And I said this to the Rotaract pre-convention the other day. The first life lesson you should learn that is all about relationships. It's our relationships with each other. And when a Rotaractor comes to a club and sees they're 30 and everybody in the club is 75 or older, they're not convinced they're going to have a relationship. Now, they could, but they won't give us a chance until you open those arms and they feel welcome to be a part of that. And if we can get them to that relationship point, we got them sold. They're there for life. But we're not selling the right things, in my opinion. So get the service, get those relationships, help them develop skills and an understanding of life and the realities of life. And then we've got to include their families. These are young people who are beginning families. They've got young kids. Their first reaction is, I don't have time for Rotary. Right? Right? Okay. Tell me if I'm wrong. But that's the first reaction you would have. I don't have time. I got a family. I got a job, maybe 2 jobs. I don't have time for Rotary. Now, I don't ever buy that because I believe if we understand that being in Rotary and having a priority to give service to the world, then I make time. When I was district governor, I negotiated a loan with a bank and started building a brand new hospital. And that's a district with 10 countries on 15 islands. Did I have time for Rotary? No. But I made time because it was a priority that we all need to give something back to our world. We all live a really good life, and we can't keep it to ourselves. We've got to share that. So, but we've got to help our young professionals understand these are the kind of things that a good Rotary Club can provide to not only a young person, but also the recently retired and those in their careers. So we've got to convince them that we truly can help them to accomplish their goals in life. If we do that, and we do it so that it's not overly expensive for them when they join. Some of our clubs, as you know, you pay dues that cover all your meals. Sometimes they have dues for the club. They have dues for the place they meet. By the time you're finished, a young professional comes, you want $1,000 a month? No, that doesn't work. We need to find a way to fix that as well. So we're talking about giving them service to do. We're talking about giving them skills, giving them mentorship, and making sure that it's not too expensive and it's family-oriented. If we provide that assortment of things, who could resist? They want to do that. We need to be the ones who rethink who we are and what we do. We're not just a service organization. We're a membership organization who needs to take care of our members first. I came a little late to the session because we had a few other sessions. So I don't know if I've contradicted anything that's already been said. So I might be in trouble here, but I just want us to really think hard as Rotarians, as Rotary clubs, is how do we make our club? Don't think of Rotary International. Think of our club. How do I make my club the club that I'm excited to be a part of? And that anybody who looks at us is excited to be a part of. They have a value to being there every meeting. A year ago, I would have said I would never miss my club meeting. Unfortunately, my friends haven't seen me in a while. I think they understand. But the point is, it's a place I want to be every week or 2 weeks. The Council on Legislation changed the rules 2 years ago. They're saying, Rotary clubs, do whatever you have to do to make your club a great club. Look at your attendance. Look at your traditions. You may notice I have one ribbon on here. I don't have 50,000 ribbons. Okay? Look at our traditions and ask ourselves, do we really need to do all these things that we've been doing all these years? Do the young professionals really want us to sing in our clubs? Okay. I kind of thought that might be a little controversial. Some clubs sing, I understand. Esther and I were in China recently, and at the end of the meeting, we had to do karaoke. And you really don't want to hear me do karaoke. So, you know, you're all here in this room because you know there's a need for us to grow our organization. You know we need to start creating an organization that grows organically. Instead of us every year coming to you, you got to grow by 5%, you got to grow. That's the wrong message. What we got to do is fix our club so people want to be a part of us. So I thank you for being here. I thank you for taking the interest. I thank you for understanding the importance of our organization growing. The reason that I'm really focused on community-based Rotaract is because that can be the feeder to Rotary. We won't have to push for members if every Rotaractor, first we double Rotaract, and then every Rotaractor wants to join a Rotary Club when they're finished. That's an organic growth that will take us into the future. And we really got to think hard about how we're going to do that, but we have to fix our clubs. So I ask you, look at your youth programs. Make sure they're quality programs, and make sure Rotary clubs stay involved with the program. Don't start a Rotaract club, walk away, and leave them to themselves. Start a Rotaract program and go there every single meeting with them, side by side, give them the advice that they may not want, but help to guide them. That's what we should be doing so that we can make our organization strong for the long term. I want to know that we're growing and we're going to be 2 million members in 5 years. We're going to do that if we really think differently. There's a saying in Africa that if you want to change the dance, you have to change the music. So, I'm not going to sing, but I ask you, change the music so we could change the dance. Thank you.